There's a lot of suspicion on the timing of the High Court's ruling today to dismiss all the petitions that were opposing the lifting of the ban on GMO that Uhuru Kenyatta had placed for 10 years. When William Ruto ascended to power, the first thing that he did was to lift the ban on GMO. Uhuru Kenyatta refused the influence and the pressure from the USA and Bill Gates to impose GMO on people. But when William Ruto took oath of office, the first thing that he did was to lift that ban. And he explained that as a scientist, he believed that GMO is good for consumption. Now, the Association of Peasant Farmers, together with the Kenya Human Rights and Law Society of Kenya, went to the Environment and Lands Court to challenge that decision, but they were dismissed. So they decided to go to the High Court. But this case has been going round and round, just like all the other cases against the executive. And today, just a day after Donald Trump was declared president-elect of the USA, our courts ruled to dismiss all the petitions that were opposing this lift on the ban. Let's just read a little. Why courts dismissed case challenging lifting ban on GMO foods? The High Court has dismissed several petitions challenging the lifting of the ban on genetically modified organisms food, saying the matter had been dealt with by the Environment and Lands Court in 2023. In a dispatch in October 2022, the cabinet lifted a 10-year ban imposed on biotechnology foods, sparking a number of court cases over fears that the importation of GMO foods might be harmful to human health, animals, the environment, and biodiversity. Justice Lawrence Mugambi, however, said the Environment and Land Court dealt with the matter in 2023, ruling that the government had put in place safety measures to address the concerns raised by the petitioners. In a ruling in October 2023, Justice Oscar Angote said the country had put in place a robust biosafety regulatory framework with inbuilt structures that must be met before the importation of or cultivation of GMO crops. What were some of the fears that the petitioners placed? Number one, they were saying that William Ruto is fond of unilaterally making decisions. With this cabinet, of course, he appoints the cabinet, so the cabinet and Ruto is one. They always rubber stamp what William Ruto wants. That's why Rigathi Gachagua was telling us that he's the only one man who looks at Ruto in the eyes and tells him, man, this is wrong. So there was lack of public participation. It has been the order of the day that whenever Ruto wants to implement a project, he will always do it. And even if people go for public participation, it is a mere formality. So these Kenyans went to the courts and said that this thing was rushed. We needed to listen to experts and get opinions from the people. But when they look at Finance Bill 2023, Finance Bill 2024, the case against Rigathi Gachagua, there was public participation that was conducted, but it was a mere formality. There was also suspicion that there was this newfound dalliance between William Ruto and US, and to be very specific, Bill Gates, that is at the center of GMO. And they felt that this was being rushed to please those masters. We believe that those are the masters that influenced William Ruto to get to power. So he wanted to give them their ways, because Bill Gates is known, the Bill Gates Foundation is known for his dealings with GMO. So people felt that William Ruto really just wanted to please Bill Gates and the US. There is this argument that whenever you bring in GMOs, they will kill our indigenous seeds, because the GMOs cannot be replanted. So that this will make us, or make farmers, slave to the providers of the GMO, because you plant them once, and then in the following season you have to buy. So it was going to kill our indigenous seeds. We are going to be slaves, and as always, we have become slaves. William Ruto has decided that if it is culture, we erode our culture and get to the LGBTQ. If it is food, he doesn't want to protect our indigenous food and seeds. We are going to the GMO. If it is governance, we must take what the Western world dictates on us. And so this was also another one that reflects how colonialism has influenced our country. And as I always say, we are being governed from the USA. So the court decided once again to rule. The court decided to give William Ruto his way. And we have seen this tendency where everything that William Ruto takes to the court, or you take something against William Ruto, you will lose it. GMO, talk of the Finance Bill 2023-2024, the housing levy, the NHIF, all the projects that William Ruto wanted, they ended up in the court, but the court ruled in favor of William Samoei Ruto. And I think we should not even waste time going to our courts. The court is the last resort, because Parliament, both the Senate and the National Assembly, have been captured by the executive. So we thought that maybe when you realize that you cannot get justice anywhere, the only place you can rush to is to the courts. But even the courts are in bed with the executive arm of the government. So Kenyans have been left on their own, and there is no need of going to the courts, and we are being taken round and round in circles. Then finally, William Ruto gets his way. Tell me any one petition that somebody or anybody has won against William Samoei Ruto. And once again, the courts have decided to give us this bad news.